Finland and the leaders of the country have formally announced their intention to join NATO. The decision marks a monumental shift from a long-held position of military non-alignment. DW's Yuri Reshetto reports on the dramatic turnaround in popular opinion that came after neighbouring Russia invaded Ukraine.
War games to secure the peace. More than 3,000 Finnish troops and 700 vehicles took part in the Aero 22 military exercises in western Finland. The exercises were conducted with NATO as planned last autumn. Armed forces from 5 countries are taking part in these military exercises. The host Finland is not a NATO member yet, but that could change soon. For the first time in their history, the majority of Finns want to join NATO. A turning point in history, keenly felt by people in Lappeenranta, on the border with Russia. For decades, they have benefited from living in peace with their neighbors. Welcoming a steady stream of Russian tourists from nearby St. Petersburg, says social worker Linda Brandt-Achte.
I never saw Russia as a threat, but now I'm constantly thinking about our common border. It's over 1,000 kilometers.
This nearby border crossing is seeing little traffic from either side at the moment. This is partly due to coronavirus-related restrictions, but it's also a direct consequence of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The war has dramatically changed the Finns' attitude towards joining NATO in just a few weeks.
At first, I thought we shouldn't get involved in military alliances. But now I think we should have made the decision a long time ago. My eyes have been opened, and I no longer see NATO as some kind of war association, but as a defence alliance.
Defence through deterrence has been the principle behind NATO's reinforcement of its eastern flank in recent months. The idea being a strong defence will not be attacked. NATO says it will benefit from the Finnish army's military capabilities.
I think we are ready to enter the NATO if decision will be made. We have been training together with the good partners, which are basically NATO partners, in our exercises for years. So that shouldn't be a problem.
At the moment, Finland is a NATO partner, but not a member of the bloc. Nevertheless, Finnish forces have worked closely with NATO for decades.
I hope that we'll join NATO as soon as possible. And that the war in Ukraine will end soon, and that Europe will live in peace and stability.
Linda Brandt-Achte believes joining NATO would help people in the small border town of Lappeenranta feel safer. She says that now a peaceful and stable Finland is only possible as a NATO member.
Well, DW reporter Anna Sarasta is from Finland. Anna, did you ever think it would come to this, that Finland would have these ambitions?
Well, I did not think so, and most people in Finland did not. There has been a dramatic change in opinion, both from the political leadership and in public opinion. So still before the war in Ukraine, only 20% of Finns really supported Finland joining NATO, and now the most recent poll from this week puts NATO membership support at 76%, and this just in the time frame of a couple of months. I mean, the Finnish government had always kept this option open over the years. Finland had also built a good neighborhood policy with Russia. There was trade, there was tourism across the border. And now that Finns are seeing that this is even possible, that Russia could attack a neighboring country, it has really shifted opinions for many.
But are they not worried that they could then be Putin's next target?
I mean, Russia has several times threatened Finland with consequences should it join NATO. I mean, just Finland joining will already increase NATO's border to Russia with 100%, will be double what it is at the moment. And so Finland is also expecting that there will be consequences. A quite recent security report from the government from April already laid out some of the options that could happen. Finland is expecting similar situations to that of what we saw at the Polish-Belarusian border, basically with scores of refugees arriving there. So Finland is thinking that similar hybrid warfare could also take place in Finland, or cyber attacks on critical infrastructure.
Is this a done deal, though, now that the leadership has supported this?
I would say it is. We are expecting to see in Finland now a sort of snowball effect now that the president and prime minister publicly back NATO membership. Most likely different political parties, parliamentary groups will today and in the coming days also announce favouring NATO membership. And after that, still at the end of this week, Finland will officially decide on also submitting this application. The Finnish president, Sauli Niinistö, is visiting Sweden next week, and this could also be the occasion for the two countries to announce together that they will submit their applications. But of course, also what has been happening over the past couple of weeks is that the political leaderships of these two countries have been meeting with other statesmen and trying to get security guarantees for that application process.
Well, thanks for coming in on that breaking news. Anna Sarasta, thank you very much.